next is confronted by time and reminders. I am so um, excited, really, to share this with you. And I want to ask you, anybody ever been waiting and you've been in that season waiting on your next, or you were next, you understood that next was yours, that you are in line for next. But can we all agree that even while talking about our next, many of us experience delays, and that delay is confrontation. When you are confronted by time and reminders. And here's the truth, it's the truth for all of us today, that sometimes confrontation doesn't look like an enemy. Sometimes it looks like a clock or a calendar. Whoo, I'm talking early, okay? I'm jumping in this. And many times we're not even battling. I'm adding myself. Many times it's not even a battle against a devil. Many times it's a battle with deadlines. And many times we're not fighting resistance, but we're fighting reminders. Am I talking to anyone today that it's those deadlines and those reminders, that time, that calendar, that clock that wants to, whether external or internal, both clocks are talking, both clocks are just going off, and we got to know how to handle that. We got to know how to handle what to do when time and reminders confront us. I'm going to bring in the scripture text on today. We're going to look at this. This is going to be our base scripture for today. It's out of 1 Corinthians 16:9, where Paul says, "For a great door and effectual is open unto me, and there are many adversaries." And Paul is saying here that a great door, as we look at this message and this encouragement today, I won't get into all of the background because I want to get into the meat of this for the short time I'm with you. And he said that there are great doors. So great doors, I look at great doors as our next, as your next. And many adversaries are the oppositions that come against you during that time. So today we name those two adversaries. What are those two adversaries? That don't wear a face, but they are time and reminders. So, what is time? Time is the pressure of how long it's been. Can we just stop there just for a moment? That is one of the adversaries. That is one of the adversaries is time. It's the pressure of how long it's been. And then the reminders are what? It's the mental warfare of what hasn't happened. And so we want to deal with the confrontation of time. Let's talk about it. Am I helping anybody right now? Time is about what? Measurement. Am I right? So, what is time? Time tracks how long something has taken or when something should happen. So, time says it's been 5 years. Time says you're 60 now. Time says, whatever it does, it should have happened by now. Time says, you really probably should have done that when you were younger, or you should have done that after your kids were graduated school. You should have did that before you had kids. Time is always that part that tracks how long something. And you got to understand that time confronts your expectations. Whatever you are expecting to do or make happen, time shows up and it confronts that. Time is a silent adversary because what time does, it wants to wear you down. Am I talking to anyone? That's what time does. Time will make you second guess your progress. Time tells you you should be further by now. Time says, as I forestated, either you're too old or you too young or it's too late or you missed that window. But here's the truth. Time is management, but it's not a master. In other words, God doesn't operate on your watch or my watch. He moves by divine timing. So time is about measurement, but it's not my master. So I have to make sure that I do not allow time to become the master of my next move. Clap right there. Do you hear what I'm saying? Time will not be the master of my next move. Am I talking to anybody? I got a lot of people. Let me see. Yes, yes. Hear me. It is not the master of my next move, y'all. So time may confront you, but God's timing still covers you. Oh, you need to say, yes, God's timing still covers me. I will not be taken out by time. I'm telling you, God will allow us. He'll give you new strength. He'll give you new ideas. He'll cause you to become just not I have a vision, but become a visionary. He'll give you what you need to make things happen, see it differently. He will redeem the time. Do I have anybody? Galatians, if you need another scripture of reminder, Galatians 6:9 even says, and in due season or in due time. Your due season, here it is still on God's calendar. I wish somebody would type in the comments, I'm still on God's calendar. Woo! I'm still on his calendar. Absolutely. I am still on God's calendar. It's not over. It's not done. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm excited. I don't know about you. It encouraged me. Sometimes we have to have someone. I'm here today to be your galvanizer, to let you know you still have time. So let's move on to the next one because I got a long way to go. All right. The second one is the confirmation of reminders. Come on, somebody declare, I'm still on God's calendar. I'm still on God's calendar. Thank you. I see you putting it in the chat. I'm still on God's calendar. It doesn't matter what it looks. I'm still on God's calendar. Number two, the second part, the second adversary we're going to look at this today is the confrontation of reminders. What are reminders? Reminders are mental and emotional triggers. They pull you into what didn't happen or what hurt or what hasn't changed. Reminders say, remember when that failed? Everyone else is ahead of you. You've been here before and it didn't work. That's what reminders are. It also a memory. Reminders are it's a memory that resurfaces unexpectedly. A trigger that stirs up old pain or even unfulfilled expectations. A voice from the past. It could be internal, external, that challenges your faith in the future. So here it is, a reminder. Yes, it will, Tamika. A reminder is anything that pulls your attention backward when God is calling you forward. Time is an adversary, but I promise you, those reminders, is dangerous. I want to talk right now. What makes reminders so dangerous? Let me tell you what makes reminders very dangerous. Because they don't always scream, they echo. Reminders are echoes. They echo in silence. They echo when you're scrolling through social media and you see someone else doing what you've been praying to do and look like they got it going on, and everything that you've been wanting to do, and you're scrolling, and that echo, a reminder that you still haven't gotten it done yet. Reminders become those silent echoes in your private moments when nobody else see you and no one else sees the tears and no one else understanding, when you're trying with everything, and that echo reminds you, yeah, you keep trying, but every time you do, someone mishandle you, or someone do, take what you're doing, or it appears that they're trying. Do I have any real people this morning that's ever dealt with echoes? How did their marriage work? And how did that relationship work? Or how did they get that invitation? And I've been saying the same thing, and I haven't gotten the invitation. That's what those reminders are. And it echoes on and on. Let's remember Hannah out of 1 Samuel 1. You know the story with Hannah. All right. Hannah was confronted not just by barrenness, but by reminders. This is a perfect story. She wasn't confronted just by her being barren, but by the reminder. Every year from the story, you remember she went up to the temple and had to watch Peninnah provoke her. Every year she had to return, still waiting. Every year she was provoked. You still don't have a baby. You still don't have a baby. And Peninnah, she was having babies after babies after babies. The scripture says she kept having them. And so Hannah was confronted with a reminder. But, come on, but that year, something shifted. Come on. She was still on God's calendar. Hannah was still on God's calendar. Something shifted one year. She continued to pray. She prayed. She poured out. She fought past the reminder. And she touched her release. Do you understand? You got to let's look at this. Reminders don't come from calendars. They come from memories, failures, emotional wounds, past disappointments, comparisons to others who got there next before you. Reminders echo when you're finally trying to believe again. Woo, has anybody ever tried it again? And then a reminder pop up. That reminder try to tell you, as we forestated, not so. But I got some good news for you today. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have some good news. And the good news is this. Reminders aren't rejection. They're reset. That's the way I heard it. As I was studying, and I was like, wow, how can we use reminders when they come up? And I heard the Father say this through study. See it as a reset. Use it as a reset. Use it as the scripture, the portion of the scripture, Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I do a new thing. Yeah. Does it make sense? You have to let reminders become a reset. It's like, I acknowledge that. But I am in the season of being reset, not in recess. It's not time to have recess, because reminders want you to Just sit it out. Stop. That's recess. But we're not in recess. We're in reset. Let me try that again. Did you get what I said? Yeah, reminders and calendars will cause you to try to sit back or just say, well, maybe not this time, and sit on the sideline or don't think about it. That is recess, but we are in the resetting. All right? God is getting ready to use the reminders. This is what I come to declare to you, everyone under the sound of my voice, that though these reminders are getting ready to work in your favor. They will not ruin you, but it's getting ready to reset you because you're still on God's calendar. You will not recess. You will reset. Come on, you will get ready. You will find yourself being refreshed. So how do we fight reminders? You know I'm coming with it. I got it. I got it for you. I'm going to put it on the screen. So how do we fight reminders? Number one, acknowledge them, but don't agree with them. It's okay to say, yes, it's been a while. But you follow that statement with, but God is still able. Or what we just said earlier, I'm still on God's calendar. Did you hear what I said? Yes, you can acknowledge them, but don't you dare agree with them. You got to know, yes, it's okay. As I said it. Excuse me. It's okay to say, yes, it's been a while. Yep. I put all of those dreams and I kind of folded them and put them in a folder, or, some other things got in the way and I haven't gotten to it. And yes, time is another year went by, another 5 years went by, another time. Yes. But God is still able and I'm still on his calendar. So I will not be defeated in it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you receive that? You can acknowledge them, but you're not going to agree with them. Number two, you got to replace the reminder with revelation. Replace it with revelation. What is it that you do know that is true? You got to begin to declare the word of the Lord. Some of you today are going to leave and just begin to say, I'm still on God's calendar. I am still on his calendar. It doesn't matter. You go through scripture and look at what God did for different ones. Even look at Jesus in the New Testament. Go through the Gospels. We see miracles after miracles. We see him showing up in difficult situations and things turning around. I mean, over and over. The woman with the issue of blood, the damsel that the father Jairus said, my daughter is at the point of death. He went and said, arise. He told her to get up. All right. Everyone, the fishermen. They said we fished all night long. But Jesus told them to do what? Cast your net on the other side. Begin to grab hold of revelation. Peter walking on the water. Peter said, bid me to come. He said, come. As he started to sink, he said, Lord, help me. And both of them walked back to the ship, up to the boat. Am I helping anybody? You got to know that he makes all things beautiful in his time. You got to know that you are still on his calendar. I don't know. I might need to make a t-shirt that says that. Where people want to know what's going on, don't worry. I'm still on God's calendar. It's on its way. It's coming. Number three, speak to your soul like David did. Psalms 42:5, it says, why art thou cast down, O my soul? Hope thou in God. That's what the scripture says. He said, why are you cast down? David declared this. Like David, he said, why art thou cast down, O my soul? And in the midst of, he said, hope thou in God. Remind your reminders. that God is not done. Do you hear me? Remind your reminders. God is not finished. He's still working. Oh my goodness. Number 4, celebrate your closeness, not your calendar. Does that make sense? Celebrate your closeness, not your calendar. See, time may say you're late, but your destiny says you're right on schedule. So you begin to celebrate how close you are to your next and not allow the calendar to cause you to say otherwise. Do you hear what I said? I went through those very quickly, but did you grab hold of them? This is what he wants us to do, because our lives, our next will be confronted. Do you understand? It will be confronted by time and reminders. I came by today just to give you a few nuggets and let you know that you're still on his calendar, that God is not done. You're not late. I'm on schedule. That some of you right now just needed to be reminded that you are on schedule, that God is not done. Lastly, on today, here's a declaration. I'm going to leave it on the screen for a moment. This declaration declares, I silence every reminder that tries to haunt me. I will not be bound by the clock or by comparison. My delay is not denial. It's divine preparation. And what God has for me will still find me.
Thank you so much for watching today's message. If something stirred your spirit, encouraged your heart, or gave you clarity for your next, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs it today. Until next time, keep pressing, keep praying, and keep believing.